Sunbula is located within the premises of St. Andrew's Scottish Centre in Jerusalem. Sunbula was registered as a non-profit association in 1996. Formerly called Craft Aid, we have marketed products, mainly crafts, from Palestinian self-help groups in the West Bank and Gaza since 1988. About 40 local groups, women's committees, centers for the handicapped, co-ops, refugee camps use our marketing services, including quality control and product development. The story of the people involved in this operation is a unique combination of goodwill and a good sense of business. The idea of the shop came from Carol Morton, the Scottish pastor's wife, around 1986. She dedicated a lot of time and zeal to make her dream come true.
I am new in the job, and I have been hired as a director just not even 2 months ago. I have gone to the groups with a candorous look to try to learn from them what are their needs, but at the same time, as an anthropologist, I have the ability to elicit certain responses from people and then take advantage of this afterwards in measuring what is the impact that our help can have in them. I'll tell you about the people in Jalason that are working with the YWCA project. This project is from the 50s. It began in Abed Jaber in Jericho. After the 67 war, the project moved to Jalason, teaching young girls to work with their hands and make dolls and dress them up. The idea was to produce the different dresses of all Palestinian villages. Then they also made a creche. It was much more difficult during the Intifada, but they have continued with the project, and they support with this also a kindergarten. They also have training for teachers, and many of these teachers come back to teach in the same kindergarten. When you go out of the cities into the West Bank, then you are transported into another reality. We were going to the center in Edna or in Anarik, and we saw women carrying very heavy containers with water on their heads. We are going to help somebody who is ready to help herself. And in the case of Edna, this is really proven when we went to visit them. So the women who are working now in this small cooperative are producing money that is going to support their children and their husbands and the whole extended family in many cases. Edna is particularly important for Sunbula. It was presented by Toshiko, who is one of our volunteers working in Hebron with Ardalin San. When we go out to visit a producer group, in the case of Edna, they have the task of talk about what we are and at the same time gather material for a profile that we should be able to create about each group that we work with. What we have seen in the Bejala Center, they have an assembly line in the center itself and display.
رجال لازم تطرقيه. رجال. All women who, the bride, usually used to do this work, you know, prepare her trousseau, and above this, she used to make this also. This is part of her trousseau.
The women of Bejala work in the couching stitch. Chest pieces in couching stitch were being sold everywhere through Palestine before 1948.
It is the banayik, you see? And this, they used to use...
They were using beautiful silk from Syria and from Europe. Now they are using standard DMC. But since they are working with lots of older women that are not very mobile, then they have a woman taking it to the different houses and telling them what to do. Please, she was taught by her sisters, and she teaches around the girls that want to learn how to do it, but she is not married. And now she cannot do big sewing because the dogs take a lot of ice, so she doing the small pieces that take around once a week. Takes 7 days for her to finish. And this is, I think, what she will do for the rest of her life.
Does she enjoy doing it?
انت مبسوطة من شغلك؟ بتسلك بس تقدرش توقفي. ما توقفيش بدلك انت. Her back hurts, but she enjoys doing it.
Can you ask her why?
ليش انت مبسوطة بشغلك؟ بيصير ده بتسلى. She doesn't know boredom.
شو كيف بتسوي؟
خليها يستفيد من التحليل.
بتسوي شنو؟
يسلموا ايديك. طبعا شيء حلو.
لا بطلع معي وعاجبه. لحتى
أكبر شوية منها. The women of Said have a particular story. There has been a great desertion. There is a large group of men who have left due to the difficult conditions, and they have gone and married in the area of Arab Israel. In Zaire, it's surprising to see the clear memory of the past that people have kept. Lamia Shalalde has mentioned to us, she's the director of the center, that before 1948, each village in the Hebron area had a special motive that could be spotted by any other person and say, this woman is from Zaire, this woman is from this other village, from Halhul. In Zaire, particularly, we see people who are already organized through different projects that the UNDP and the Alternative Information Office that has its seat in Bethlehem has been working on. Sunbula is for fair trade. Sunbula is for working directly with people and trying to make them self-sufficient in this effort.
ليلة عيد ليلة عيد الليلة ليلة عيد زيني وناس صوت جراس عم بترن بعيد ليلة عيد ليلة عيد الليلة ليلة عيد صوت ولادة ثياب جداد وبكرة الحب جديد.
At Sahur we find a number of cooperatives that have been working with mother of pearl and olive wood for already many years. The workmanship is exquisite and the prices are very low.
It couldn't be done by any machine. No way we could do it by a machine. All the cutting from the inside done by hand. Actually, few people could do it because it needs some talent and being patient. It's, you know, it's an art itself.
لا منها سامية اللي عندها أولاد إبن. مش بتمشي. So we have to go back and look.
استني فوق.
Okay.
استني هذه جنب المنجرة وبعدين هذه بيجي الشمال تبص
In Anarik, I went to see Azza. Azza is taking care of the sick mother, and she's still making embroidered dresses for the mother only. And I asked Azza, do you like to embroider? And she looked at me and laughed. And she said, do I like? Do I have a choice? If I don't embroider, my mother and I don't eat, she said. And I feel very embarrassed because we are faced with very hard realities, and then you don't know where to begin to help. This woman now is embroidering in white because she cannot see well enough to embroider in black, and black pieces are paid higher than pieces embroidered in white. But when she began embroidering, nevertheless, she became light-hearted and playful, and in spite of herself, she enjoyed the action.
Every year on the first Sunday of November, the annual pre-Christmas bazaar takes place. The Scottish Church hosts in its lounge and terrace 15 to 20 groups, participants of Sunbula. The buyers, tourists, diplomats, NGOs come to find what they need in the lively atmosphere. To help the groups develop and market their goods, a new initiative of workshops has taken place. New machinery financed from grants is also becoming an issue. Among the Palestinian groups is also the Bedouin group from Lakia, situated in the Israeli Negev. Rose Willie El Saneh, of English origin, is busy marketing the beautiful rugs. The work of the weavers is adapted to modern needs regarding the fabrics and colors. The technique of weaving, nevertheless, goes back 3,000 years.
Sunbula in Arabic is a spike of wheat. It is the flour that makes bread, and it is aish, its life. Sunbula provides the thread of embroidery to turn into reality the dreams of brides and all those women who are eager to achieve an identity and an independence.